Hello YouTube family, James Green, Short Series Shenanigans. Out here in the garage today, working on a project, and so we're having issue with our bandsaw. The motor that's on it is very, very old. It wasn't a real great motor, whoever put it on last, because I got the bandsaw used. It's not the original motor with it, so it's been given fits. And so what I was doing was cutting some 304 stainless steel for a project. Basically the bandsaw wasn't doing its job, so you always have to have an alternate means of cutting material. So what I did is I kind of pre-scored a couple of items just so I know, okay, where they're at, and so where I needed to cut them. So I thought, let me go ahead and pull out and use it. Drill Hog, even though it doesn't say Drill Hog on it, you guys go to on eBay or Amazon, they have Sawsall blades. 18 tooth cobalt bimetal metal aluminum PVC fiberglass, made in the USA. Now these have the same warranty. Yes, they do, because I have them in a pack. I purchased a pack of these, and I've got some others. They have the same warranty as the drill bits. Yes, they do. They really do. I cut a piece and I thought, you know what, I haven't done a video on their cutting blades to show you guys. So I actually already cut one piece here, and I had scored it. Okay, it's still hot. I'll leave the piece down there. They had sent me recently a couple of the short blades, okay, to try out. Now they've got the short ones here, and they come with, you know, there's your little serial tag number that if you ever have to warranty it, that's what it's for. But I happen to get the longer ones. I have I had purchased a pack of these a while back. They sent me some short ones. They sent me 2 of them. So that's what's in here right now in our Sawsall. We got a skill. We're running a skill 8.5 amp, and it's variable speed. And you can see I've already been running it, and definitely got some discoloration on the blade, but it's still cutting. You don't want to run it too fast, and kind of find the happy place for it. And so, because this has to be, this is an angled piece, we're going to flip. It's still pretty warm. We're not using any coolant with this, although ideally that's what you would want to do. I'm going to go ahead and put this up here, and we're just cutting this just enough because we are going to put this in a mill and straighten it up. Because the bandsaw is giving us fits, we're not, you know, I don't want to sit there and fight with it in the bandsaw. So let's go ahead and continue on with the one blade that's already, actually let's put a longer blade in, just because I want to use the longer one. Just because, you know, you want to be able to rock back and forth and cut through. This is 304 stainless. It's 1/2 by 2 inch, or 1.5 inch. Let's see. I believe this is 1/2 by 2. Yeah, it's 1/2 by 2. And let me get my 5/32, because that's what this Allen screw is here. We're going to put in a little bit longer bit here, or not bit, but the saw blade, just because, I mean, the teeth are still on it. I've used other brands before that just grenade. It's still good, but I want a longer one on here. They're the exact same thing. It just, I know when I do my angles, you don't want to pull out too far and have the blade hit. And I almost did that a couple times. So I want to switch to the longer blade just because I'm going to be doing the rocking, you know, as you go through to cut this. So that's the only reason and to show you guys from what a brand new blade, and we're going to do several cuts with this blade. And so, now, whoop, and do this. So 304 is pretty tough stuff. Alright, set this over here out of the way. Alright, so I found what seems to be a pretty good happy medium with it as far as speed. Again, this is what we're running. If you can get a variable speed Sawsall, that's good. You can set 3 on here, seem to be a good setting so far. We're going to go ahead and get, again, I scored this in the bandsaw the other day because I was doing some angles, and my motor is giving out. I need to get a new motor. So instead of using a friction wheel, I thought, well, let me go ahead and do this. So we're just going to go ahead, we're going to get lined up here, and we're going to, you know, follow this and keep going. Because that's irritating, and I do not like this. It's like fingernail scratching. So I'm going to put these on, and we're not producing any real big flying chips, but if you needed to, or if you were, you want to put your face shield on, and we'll go ahead and do that just for safety's sake. Even though I've got some large glasses on, I'll go ahead and put my face shield on here. Alright, I'm going to take my face shield off here. So, you can see, even though we do have some discoloration on the blade, the teeth are still pretty intact. Unlike a lot of other blades that I've seen or dealt with, that pretty much destroy themselves. So we're going to keep going. I've got some round stuff to cut. So I'm just going to let this go to the floor. Nice and warm. Alright. And the other day, because my bandsaw was giving me so many fits because the motor's about ready to crap out, it wouldn't even go through this. This is 304 3/4 diameter stainless. I'm going to go ahead, because I marked it. Let's go ahead and cut it. Slap it in here. Same thing. I'm going to go ahead and line it up, and we're just going to go ahead and cut it while we've got while we're at it here. Same thing. Go ahead and put our earmuffs on just because I hate that noise. And the other thing too, for wearing some earmuffs like this, guys, if you have pieces of metal flying around or debris, it helps other than noise attenuation, it'll help keep debris out of yours. And these are just some basic Harbor Freight. I've had these for several years. I think these are like $3. They're definitely worth it. You keep them clean, they work good. We're going to go ahead and get our face shield. We'll put it on. Same thing. Okay. Okay, let me go ahead and take my face shield off. Take the earmuffs off. Now, did pretty good. Now, one would say, why didn't you put it in the lathe and part it off? I have learned from experience, sometimes parting off 304 can get expensive. Parting inserts are not cheap. So, especially if you're using an insert that fits in something like this, okay, depending on the type of inserts, they can be $15 to $20 each. Yes, so I always like to approach this from the because I left this long in order to be able to shorten down and face off. Parting off small stock in a lathe can cost you inserts if you're not careful. So I always like to approach this from the garage guy angle. I always tell you guys. So let's say, for example, I forget what I paid for these long blades. I got a whole pack of them. They're lifetime warranty, just like the bits guys. I've used them other stuff. This is the first time I've used them on 304 stainless. And the reason I'm doing it is because my bandsaw motor's giving me fits. So here's something interesting, okay? If you are on a limited budget, let me set this over here out of the way. Alright, I picked this Skill bands, or this Sawsall up. It's got the little compartment holder for blades and stuff up here. Takes a 5/32 deal up there. I want to say I paid $30 for this. So let's say $30 for this, because it's a variable speed. You want the variable speed, because you go too fast you can burn them up. So let's say you spend $30 on this, and then you buy a pack of those blades, and I forget what they cost. You'll have to look. I can go on to eBay or Amazon. I say eBay, shoot them an offer. I have used, so this is the first time I've used these blades on 304 stainless. So let's say you're on a budget, you don't have a big bandsaw yet. You want to be able to cut stainless or other materials. Get you variable speed, and you can find used ones out there. I mean, Black & Decker makes them, Skill makes one. This is a Skill, this model here is the Skill 9205. This one's several years old, but so it's got the variable speed, because you don't want to go too fast. You got to be able to slow it down. I'm on about the number 3 setting. So for $30, and then whatever a pack of those Sawsall blades costs, I forget what they are. I've had them for a while, but he sent me some shorter ones and wanted me. I'm like, I forgot, I needed to show you guys. So there you go. It saves you a, expensive parting insert, because honestly, those 304 stainless will eat tooling. It'll eat drill bits if you're not paying attention. It will eat inserts. So if you want to do this on the down low, less expensive, and I say on the cheap, for instance, without having a mishap, and well, there goes $15 insert. I forget what the pack of blades are, but let's say you're doing some demolition work, cutting metal, and I can take this and keep going. It's still very usable. I'm not going to keep cutting on camera, but I will keep cutting. 304 is just tough stuff, plain and simple. But there you go. You saw me cut through some 1/2 inch, and it's still pretty hot. So it was 1/2 inch by 2 inch, and we were cutting some diagonal cuts because of what I'm making here. And then I, finished. This wasn't cut all the way through. Partly it was scored on top. There you go. So let's say for realistically less than $50, you can get yourself set up with a variable speed Sawzall and some drill hog blades. And if you break them, hang on to them. Don't throw them away. They have a warranty. Yes, they do. Anytime you guys need a warranty stuff, and I've had to warranty a few items, and it's I thought it was a Yellow Jacket for a second there, because I'm working in 304 state. That's the only time I've broken items as far as drill bits. I haven't broken any of these blades yet, but because of I was doing some deep hole drilling, or it was a mishap on my part, I broke a bit beyond. The first video I did for drill hog showing that bit, I've still got that 1/4 inch bit. It's still in my index right here. Matter of fact, I'll pull it out and I'll show you guys. Let me find it. It is right here. That is still the original bit I showed in that very first drill hog video I did, where you saw it melt down. All I did was sharpen it. I put it on the grinder, and I ground it down past the heat damage stuff. That's still the original 1/4 inch bit in my first video. It didn't break back here. You guys saw the tip melt down and whatever. And no, that's still the original bit. I've drilled, I want to say, over 100 holes. A lot of them in 304 stainless. Done a lot of spot drilling with it. You just keep a proper sharp tip on it. Regardless of the type of bit, you keep a good either 118 or 135 degree angle on your bit. Keep it sharpened correctly. But that's the original bit that I did in my first video. I broke a 1/2 inch bit, but that was, I was doing some deep hole drilling, and I got interrupted, and things happen, but they warranted it. So if you guys do break an item, it's real simple. When you get your product inside the container or in the package, okay, I'll cover the number up on mine, but you'll get there'll be a little sticker on there, and it'll be on all their products come with this drill hog, made in USA. They're made in USA. So let's say, another thing is, here's some metric stepped. Now they don't have spiral fluted yet. They just have straight fluted, but these are metric from 6 to 35 millimeter. They've got some smaller ones. I got a pair of these for doing metric holes. These are great for, and I've talked about the others before. They're great for if you need to put another hole in electrical box for a strain connector to do another tap to, like, say for instance, I had to on my rotary phase converter because there was not the right size knockout there. There was one that was too big for what I needed, so I just grabbed my other spiral fluted drill bit, went in, drilled the hole, had the strain connector there, made it sure it was the right size. Worked great. I even just did that when I rebuilt the hydraulic pump. I put a new strain connector, and it was a little bit bigger than the hole than one they had there. I just pulled out my spiral fluted step bit, my drill hog one. It was imperial size, and I just used a drill very carefully until I got the right size. But if you break the item, if you break this, for instance, let's say if it breaks, you take a picture of the broken item, okay, digital picture. You take a picture of your serial number that's registered to you, that comes with the item, whether it's in the metal box or on the back of the card, and you email it to drillhog@gmail.com. Hey Mike, my name is James. I purchased from you, and they'll have it on record. They keep this stuff on file. And you send him a picture. It broke. Would you please send me replacements for? He'll reply back, generally, usually late at night here in the U.S. And then it'll show up in the mail, first class mail. He'll let you know. He'll send you tracking information if you ask. Please, would you send me tracking information? Generally, if it's first class, you'll just be able to see when it hits the major post offices or right before, but still, within 3 to 5 business days or 5 to 7, whatever, however anxious the post office feels here in the United States as fast to deliver, there you go. And I've warranted, I broke one of the other Allen wrenches, or it was a 3/8 Allen, or it's 3/8 socket with an 1/8 inch. It twisted out. He's like, no problem, I'll warranty it. Guys, I'm telling you, what other tool company does that? And like I said, I've purchased these. They did not give these to me. I bought these. So I'm telling everybody because, hey, I love the product. It's great. They were a sponsor at the Bash. They handed out a lot of phenomenal items, lots of giveaways. There was handouts. I mean, there was so much stuff. I was back at the tables dealing with the trade tables and stuff. But so Drill Hog was a great sponsor at the Summer Bash. If you guys have any questions, email them direct, drillhog@gmail.com, and ask Mike, hey, I'm looking for, you want certain size drill bits, or you're looking for a certain setup, or you just want, several of one size item. He'll work with you. They work with you direct. Phenomenal company. I haven't had any issues. I've been pleased with it. They've sent me other products, and I've purchased other products that I'm going to be doing in subsequent video projects coming up. That's why I've been waiting. They work great. So I've been pleased with it. Let me put, again, that's still the original drill bit from the original video. We'll put it back in the index. They've got one other type of Sawsall blade that's great. And I haven't had a chance to use them yet. Well, the project hasn't come up yet. But they've got some carbide. Okay, Pro Edge. Right there. It's got the carbide on the end. And primarily cast iron, composite, cement, plaster, fiber, reinforced plastic, etc. So, if you guys have to do any cutting in, let's say, cement board, or let's say you're demoing an old house that has plaster lath, and you're cutting through the old boards, the lath boards and the plaster and the chicken wire and all that, and the nails, this would be the blade to have. Again, warranted by Drill Hog. There you go. It's tungsten carbide. I haven't used these yet because my project has not come around in the order that it's ready to be done, but there you go. Try those. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video tonight. I've been busy with things out here. I always say this. I do this after I take care of all my other family stuff. And so if you guys have any questions, hit me up at my public email address, eagledustoff37@gmail.com. I'm on Facebook, Instagram at eagledustoff37. I'm on Twitter at eagledustoff37. I'll post lots of pictures of projects I got going on Instagram. I do live feeds on Facebook at times. And it may not always be out here in the garage, but it's kind of the live, unedited me, and it's a little bit different format than what you see here on Facebook, or correction, on YouTube. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Like I always say at the end of every video, and I mean it, take care of yourself and take care of family, because remember, at the end of the day, you and your family is all you got. Also, like to say thank you to All Industrial Tool Supply. If you guys go to their website, www.allindustrial.com, they do now have their master catalog is up on digital format. It's on the left hand side of the column. You scroll down, it says to current flyers, sales flyers. You open it up, there's PDFs in there. I think they had, when I looked a while ago, there was 4 manuals in there. They got the master manual. I downloaded it onto my computer, so they've got the master catalog in there. They've got a lot of the great items and stuff that we use, stuff that I use in the shop. So go check them out, www.allindustrial.com. They're a proud channel sponsor of mine here, and thank you very much. Jeff Perry, he's the owner. They were also a sponsor out at the Bash. So you guys go show them the love, go check them out. Holler at them if you want the hard catalog. Call them up, request the hard catalog and a free t-shirt as well. And make sure you mention the YouTube channel here, James Green Eagle Dust Off 37. Until next time, you guys, get out in the shop, get you a Sawsall, and get you some drill hog blades. Because you know what? This stuff is fun when you got 304 stainless with limited resources. Be safe. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.